What we do here is go back.
What's up? What's going on? Jace Jacobs here. Welcome to Jar of Poetry. Yeah, we got the jar here today. I'm going to do a little something, and then I'm going to tell you about a podcast I'm going to be on later on today. And you know what? I feel like sharing a story, so I'm going to tell you a little story. I might even share a few pictures with you, so stay tuned for that. But right now, let's jump on in and see what the universe has for us today. Just a little something. Just a little nudge to help us raise up our vibration so we can have a much better day. All right. I felt like I was going to come down with a little something yesterday, but we're going to crush that today. Yeah, we're going to raise up the vibes and crush that sickness away. Let's start with a poem. Here's one right here. Let's see what we got here. All right. I always get a little nervous. A little crackle. What we got here? I'm not doing this one. No, I did that to you last time. I'm not doing that one. No, not going to do it. I always do them, but not today. You know what? I'm not feeling that one. So I'm going deeper into the jar. Yes. All right, that was strike one. Let's see what we got here. A little crackle. All right. I keep coughing. Okay, this one. I probably need this one because this one is called Feel Better Now, and I need to feel better right now. You know, I got a show to do later on today, so I should probably definitely do this one. Feel Better Now. Yeah. I can't remember it. Dude, you cannot. Yeah, I got this. I got it, right? Just snap the fingers. Boom. I got this. Feel Better Now. Feel Better Now. I think I got it. Let me ask you a question. Do you like the way you feel? And if all your dreams come true, will those feelings still be real? And how about that car looking good and smelling new? How long will that feeling last? Will it still be happiness for you? You can spend days or years buying how best you feel. Why not name it and claim it? And make those feelings real. It's not the new Tesla or some fancy bling. You can feel better right now. Get in the game and swing. All right, there you go. That's the poem right there. Yeah, that's all about what is the feeling that you want to feel. What's that feeling that you want to feel, or that item that you want? Maybe it is the new car, or maybe it's some new relationship or something else. But the thing is, it's not really that item. It's the feeling that you want. Yeah, it's that feeling you think you're going to get when you get that item. So here's the trick here. Here's the trick is to figure out how to get that feeling right now. Yeah, because if you can learn how to get that feeling right now, you don't have to wait for the item or the relationship or whatever it is that you want that you think is going to bring you that feeling. So anyway, that's what that poem's all about, is going for that feeling right now. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that feeling good feeling right now. All right, little sharing time. I'm doing podcasts later on today. I think it's going to be on Facebook. It's called All Fucks Welcome. I'll put the spelling of that because it's a different spelling than what you're probably thinking. Dirty mind. I see you. I'll put that in the description. It's probably going to be on the live. I imagine it's going to be on Facebook Live or something. But yeah, so if you want to track me down and join that live, that you're more than welcome. I'll see if I can find a link to that page and put it in there. And then my time slot is going to be 6 p.m. Arizona time. So that is I think we're currently in Mountain Standard Time right now. You know, Arizona doesn't change the time zone, so it gets a little weird on you. But yeah, so that's what it's going to be. I'm going to get a sip of water here real quick. So if you're interested, check out that link and you can see me, navigate on a live podcast. All right, story time. I'm always cleaning out my garage, right? I need to keep cleaning my garage. I want to keep paring down. And I was looking at some old photos. And so I pulled a couple out for you. And I was thinking, you know what? I think I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna tell a story. So let me grab these photos here. And so one of them is a little risque. So I'm gonna cover it up just a little bit. little naked picture. I didn't say that. I didn't say naked. No, I'm not naked. But so I want to tell a story about this truck. And this is me at that time. And a different way of wearing a bandana. I don't know if you've seen me wear a bandana that way, but and where's the smiles? Yeah, I was pure savage in that moment. No smiling. No smiling. Nah, I don't always smile. But yeah, that truck. I love that truck. That was a good time. So I want to tell you about the summer of 1992. Yeah, dating myself here, going a little back in time. And what was cool about this summer is it was cool because I took a little trip, right? So basically what happened is I finished watching football on Sunday. I was probably watching Dallas Cowboys. That was my team back in the day. And I finished watching them. And I decided, you know what? I'm in Arizona, so I decided I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm just going to go up to Vegas. And I knew my sister lived up there somewhere, my sister Beth. And so I decided, you know what? I'm just going to throw some stuff together and get in that red truck, and I'm going to drive up to Vegas. And there was a couple little things going on there. Number one, I had just left an internship, so I wasn't currently working at that moment. And this is probably September. And I wasn't currently working at that moment, so I didn't have a whole lot of money. The brakes were not working on my truck. I had no auto insurance. And yeah, limited money as well. And for whatever reason, I thought at that age, I don't know, I'd have to do the math, but I think I was probably, what was I? I was probably 19, maybe 18, 19. At that age, I was thinking, let's roll up to Vegas. Let's do this. Let's just drive up there. I'll see my sister, and then whatever happens, right? And so I'm cruising. Man, my voice is having a little bit of trouble today. Bear with me here. Bear with me. And so I'm cruising up the road, and just picture this. Okay, I got my red truck. I got all sorts of CDs and tunes, right? Because it was CD players back then. So I'm rolling with some country music, some George Strait. I'm rolling with some Guns N' Roses. I'm rolling with freaking Metallica. I'm rolling with probably some Eagles, some classic rock stuff. I had a whole mix of stuff, right? I probably brought about 30 CDs with me. No air conditioning in my truck, so windows are rolled down, shirt off. Yeah, shirt off, and tons of hair just flying around. And so it was a good time. Just heading off up the interstate, heading north. It was kind of crazy. It kind of felt really cool to just take that chance and go up there. It's pretty scary to think of my kids doing that someday, but you know what? That's what I did. So I roll up there, and what was really cool at the time, which I know now, what I didn't know then, is at that very same moment, there's a book out right now I think it's called Into the Wild. I can't remember the guy's name, but basically a high level of this thing is that this college kid just graduated, and they were expecting some big things of him. He got some good grades and stuff like that. And all of a sudden he disappeared, and they didn't really know where he was. Well, it turns out what he did is he just went out for a little drive, and then eventually his car broke down, and he pulled his car over, and then he burnt all of his money and just left his possessions there and just started walking. And he was walking towards Alaska. And so he went on this big, huge adventure, but that was that time period. So all through, I'm messing it up. I believe his adventure probably started a little bit before September, but it went through September and into October and stuff like that. And I'm not going to ruin the book or the movie for you if you want to go check it out. But basically, he spent a lot of time, going up that route that I was going up. In fact, he was even in Kingman, Arizona for a little bit. And I had to go through Kingman, Arizona at that time to get up to Vegas. And so it was just kind of cool in my head that somehow we might have crossed paths. Anyway, back to the story. So I'm rolling up there. I'm rolling in town. By now it's like nighttime, and I don't really know what I'm doing. And so I didn't even make it to Vegas yet. I made it to Hendersonville, which is outside of Vegas. And I go to a payphone. That tells you the time of what was going on. There's no cell phones back then. So I go to a payphone, and it's like freaking 8:45 at night. And I dial up my sister, and I told her, hey, I drove to Vegas, but I'm not at Vegas. I'm in like Henderson or whatever it's called, Hendersonville. And she's like, what are your cross streets? And so I told her, she's like, that's literally right around the corner from my house. I was like, awesome. And so I got the instructions, and I drove over to her house. Forgot that they all go to bed at like 9 o'clock. And so it was kind of crazy. Like, all right, here, lay on the couch and talk to you in the morning. So I literally lay down on the couch, close my eyes, and then it's like a second goes by, and it's like the lights are on, and my brother-in-law, John, is like waking my ass up. He's like, you're coming to work with me today. And, it was just like, all right. And at that time, in that area, it's super cold in the morning, super hot in the afternoon. It's one of those type of deals. And so he gives me like something and throws some lunch together, and I'm out the door at freaking 4:30 in the morning. It was crazy. It was just like, boom, we're going. It's dark. He takes me out to some construction site and just puts me on a crew and then takes off. And I'm there with a crew. Half of them speak Spanish, half of them speak English. And they're just like, all right, we have to keep you alive or he's going to kill us. So, all right, start doing this. And so I started doing construction. It was kind of crazy, yeah. And so I'm doing construction, not realizing I'm going to be doing construction. That was kind of a crazy day. So that was Monday. Like I went up on a Sunday night. That was Monday. I'm doing construction, and they picked me up. They take me home. My brother-in-law didn't even take me home. Another crew took me home about like 3:30 or so, something like that. And then I finally got to talk to my sister and hang out with her and her kids and stuff. And it was kind of crazy. Like, whoa, all right, what are we doing here? And then the next day it happens all over again. My brother-in-law takes me back. And then that day he takes me to do a drug test. And he's like, you better pass this drug test, man. And go back to working construction. And again, all day long, crazy. It was just nuts just seeing what was going on a construction site, because there's people like walking around limping and all these injuries and stuff. And I was like, I don't know if this is the career for me, right? I need to get back on the road. So I'm hanging out doing this construction stuff, and then it's Wednesday, do the same thing. And then Thursday rolls around, and by that time, this house is being built up. We're now at the second level, and it's getting a little scary because they're like, okay, climb up here, bend over here and tap the stuff in. And I'm just like holding on to stuff like, how am I supposed to do this? And it was a little crazy, and they were making fun of me, but I did what I could. And then, what? At the end of that day, they didn't pick me up. The crew that was supposed to pick me up, they didn't pick me up. And so I'm sitting out there, it's now 3:30, it's 4, I'm running out of water. It's like 4:30, it's 5. There's nobody. This is out in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody. Like, it's deserted. There is nobody there. And I'm just like, all right, this is how it ends, right? I'm going to pretty much, sleep in a construction site overnight, maybe wild animals are going to get me or something. I don't know. I had stuff running through my mind. And mainly I was worried about the water, because I think you can tell I drink a lot of water. And I was running low on water. Finally, about 6 o'clock or something, or 6:30, my brother-in-law shows up. And they figured out that, someone didn't pick me up. And he finally got around to driving out there to get me. So, all right, okay. I was a little upset about that. But I was grateful as well that he picked me up. So we go home, and I started rethinking things. By that time, they already helped me fix my truck. They had a friend that worked on brakes, so they helped me fix my truck, which is super cool. And so I made up this story that I got a job offer and that I need to go back down to Arizona, and that I was going to leave probably on Saturday. So I convinced them to my brother-in-law let me stay home on Friday. So I didn't go. I'm done with construction, man. I'm over this, man. I'm not throwing no hammers anymore. And so I stayed home, got to hang out with the family a little bit, got to hang out with them on Saturday for a little bit because they wanted me to see my nephew Mike's football game. And so I got to do that and got to see my two nieces, hang out with them a little bit, my sister, and then come Saturday afternoon, I was like, all right, it's time to go. I'm going to drive back home. So love you, all that and that. My sister, I want to feel like she slipped me like $20 or something, because she probably knew I didn't have that much money with me. And whatever I made from construction, they would just send me whatever that was the next week. And so I started driving home. And I'm like, all right, let's go back to Arizona. Let's do this. And so I'm driving home, and then things got a little bit weird. Things got a little crazy. And bear with me here, for those of you who don't like long episodes here. Things got a little weird. So I'm driving home, and I'm getting to the point where, I got to go left or right. It's like a fork in the road. Basically, staying straight is going to Arizona, so it says Phoenix. And then there's this thing off to the right that says Los Angeles. And you know what happened? I freaking turned on the road to Los Angeles. Why? Impulse. I just felt the call that I need to drive to LA. I have a brother that lived in West Hollywood at the time. And so I started driving towards LA. As soon as I get over the border, I'm in California. You know what I'm thinking at that time, at that age? Earthquakes. I'm totally thinking that there's gonna be an earthquake any moment. I'm blasting Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, if you remember that album. I'm just blasting that music, windows rolled down, hair flying all around, and just like, let's do this. We're going to LA, man. And I'd never been to my brother's house. I knew he had this, he lived on this weird road called Cahuenga, because I sent him a Christmas card one time. And so I knew that road, and I knew West Hollywood. I was like, well, there's got to be signs that point you to Hollywood, and there's probably going to be somewhere around, because there's so many freeways there. I just felt like, you know what, I can get close, and then I'll do the payphone thing and try to call. And so I'm like driving, and I'm thinking earthquakes, and I'm just cruising, and it's dark now, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm headed to LA, and I start seeing these different freeways, and I just keep driving, making my way towards Hollywood, and then I don't remember the freeway. I don't remember what it was, but I ended up on a freeway, and I saw that Cahuenga exit. I was like, that has got to be it. That is a crazy name. That is got to be it. We're close enough to Hollywood now. That's got to be it. And so I get off on this road, and I'm driving, and I'm like, shit, I don't know if this is it. And so I did a U-turn. I drive the other way, back under the freeway to the other side, and then I'm driving, and then all of a sudden I see my brother's van. I was like, no way, that's got to be his van. There was a ton of vans like his, but I thought that was my brother's van, and it's at this little, I guess a little cool little apartment community, kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it was like Melrose Place, but maybe not. But it had like a pool in the middle, and there was these units. I can't remember how many units. It was a smaller place. It wasn't like a huge apartment place like most of them are today. It was a smaller thing. Like I want to say maybe 20 units or less. Who knows? But anyway, I roll over there, I park, and I see his van, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely got to be his van. And so I go, and I just start knocking on doors. I don't know. There wasn't a payphone right there, so I couldn't just go. I'd have to leave and call him. For some reason, I just started knocking on doors. And you know what? I don't know how many doors I knocked on, but eventually I knocked on his door, and he opened it up. And it was so crazy that they weren't expecting me. It turns out my other brother, Wade, was there as well. So, my brother G, he goes by Jake, but we call him G. And then my brother Wade were there. And they were surprised to see me. It's late at night now. And it was crazy. So I got to hang out with them. And you know what? He took me on his work location as well. And I'll save that story for another time because things went a little crazy. Let's just say a little sneak peek. I'll do the story another time because I don't want to make this too long. But I was in LA for, I want to say, almost a month. So some stuff happened. And I was in LA for a month before I made it back to Arizona. So I'll save that part of that story for another time. Just know that I was just having fun. This is just like a crazy journey, amazing journey of just, going off into the wild and a growing up thing, right? Doing something on my own and suffering the consequences and seeing all these crazy experiences. So anyway, that is a little extended edition of Jar of Poetry. I'm Jace Jacobs. Appreciate everything. Love fully. Need nothing. Namaste, my friend. High five, knuckles. Later.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.